Well, welcome everybody to another Eduro Learning Live broadcast here on Facebook. My name is Jeff Udick. I'm coming to you today from Seattle, Washington, and this is going to be a quick one on the 10 Google Suite tools that I think every teacher needs to know about to use in your classroom. And this is going to go pretty fast because I'm going to try to cover 10 tools in 20 minutes. So I won't have a whole lot of time to talk about them once we get going. But know that with the video like this, you can go back and pause it and rewatch it as many times as you want to see where I click. So I'm trying to do a little picture-in-picture here so we can see my screen as I'm clicking through some things and doing some tutorials. And I think for me, the thing with Google Apps that I love to remember is it gets compared a lot to, Google versus Microsoft Office platform. And when you think about the basics of just, word processing, spreadsheets, presentation software, they are very, very similar. I think what I love about Google and what I've grown to appreciate about Google is it's way more than the basics. And that's really what I want to cover today. Is this idea that there's so much more to a Google Doc or to a Google to the Google Suite of tools, and you get way more than just the original suite that people I think a lot of times think about. And so that's what I want to focus on. So we're going to start in a Google Doc because I think that's where a lot of people want to get started, and just knowing some of the tricks and tips. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to move into some of the other advanced places and some other cool things that I think every teacher and student can use in the classroom. So when it comes to just a Google Doc, I think the number one place I love to take people and to take kids just to explore is the tools menu. I think the tools menu is something very unique to Google Docs. There's so many great things in here that you can do. The first thing that I love, and I'm going to turn this on and try this here for a second and see if this works. But you'll notice if I come to tools, I can come down to voice typing. And now they put voice typing in not too long ago. And I think, if you're doing early elementary, if you have students who are having a hard time writing or typing or writing, and you just want them to get their thoughts on paper, to me, this is a great tool to make sure that we're still getting to the learning to overcome some of those either disabilities or just skill sets that kids don't have yet. So once you go to tools, you'll see voice typing. It'll open up a little thing. The first time you click on it, you're going to have to access it. There'll be a little pop-up bar will come in your menu saying allow speaker. But once you do that, check this out. I'm talking and it's now typing for me, period, new paragraph. You can even teach it to do all kinds of really cool stuff. You can ask questions, question mark, and it'll put a question mark in there, and it'll continue to go. So what I thought I would do is just allow this to run in the background, and as I'm doing a presentation like this, it'll be actually recording it and transcribe for me exactly what I'm reading. So I think about, if you have a student reading a book and you want to see how they pronounce things, this could be a good use of that. I've had teachers use this where two kids are talking across the microphone and it records them having a conversation together. I just think there's a lot of ways that you can use this tool. So this is a great tool. I think, it just keeps going. It's so good. It's amazing how accurate this tool can be as it continues to go down the page. Now I'm going to stop it just for a second, and to stop it again, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the button and it'll stop typing for me. So that's tool number one that I like, is the idea that I can just talk. And I write so many papers now, or even blog posts I will do in a Google Doc like this because I find it easier to talk out my ideas and then going in and editing out all the little ums and ifs and places that you might pause. But the next tool then under the tools menu that I like is this one called translate the document. So I'm thinking for teachers, you have kids who speak other languages in your class, or you have parents that English isn't their first language. Again, it's not perfect, but man, it's a lot closer than anything we ever had before. So if I click on translate, so this tools translate document. If I click on the translate document, I can then choose a language down here to change it into. And so I can even change it into, let's pick Filipino. And when I click translate, the thing I love is you'll notice it's going to open up a new tab for me, and it's actually going to save that document in a new tab in the language that I've chosen. And so now I still have my original document right here next to it. and I have my transcribed document. The nice thing I love about this is if you have kids, let's say you have a family, a Chinese family, a Hispanic family, a Filipino family in your classroom, you can quickly write up the newsletter you want to go home and transcribe it 3 or 4 times very quickly to print off. Again, just a great tool that is built right into the Google software. You don't have to go and download anything, which I just love. Another great tool that I love under here, again, going back under this tools menu, and this is one that it's kind of been a love-hate relationship for me. They took away a tool called the research tool that I really love, but what they put in its place is the explore tool. You can also find it in the bottom right-hand corner down here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the screen. There's a little explore button down here in the bottom right-hand corner, but it's the same place here under tools. And when I just click on the explore button, you're going to notice a little pop-up here on the right-hand side of my screen, where now basically I have the power of Google search right in my Google Doc. Now what I can do is I can come over here and I can search for, let's say I'm going to search for Eduro Learning, right, our company. And as soon as I type in, it's going to go out and search the web. Now here's the thing I love about this. I can have students do research right inside their document. So I'm going to move my cursor down over here on my document for a little bit. Now let's say I want to have kids look at the Eduro Learning website, and that's a link I want them to have. I can just grab this resource and I can click. Oh, whoops, I didn't do that right. I grabbed the link. If I click on the title of it, I can just click and bring it over and drop it into my document, and then I have the title. It's linked automatically to my website. But even better, this is really cool, is when I roll over one of these search results, you'll notice a little quote. And when I hover over it, it says cite as footnote. And when I click on this, it's going to give me a number 1 next to my resource, and down at the bottom, it's going to put a little footnote in my document for me. That's right, it'll automatically footnote all of the links that you have in your paper. Where was this when I was in school? Right. The other thing I love about the Explore tab is you'll notice across the top, it's not just web. We can come over here to images, and Eduro Learning has one picture, or let's say I want pictures of birds. Be careful what you search for. And here I've got a picture of a bird. I can click, drop, and drag it right into my document. And now I can have students quickly put pictures from the internet directly into their document. It links to where that picture is found on the internet so that we know we can go out and find that photo if we want to. Again, just so many great things. And of course you have Drive right here linked in well into the Explorer, so if you want to, you can, if you have a picture in Drive, so let's say we have students draw a picture, let's say we have kindergarten, first graders, they could actually draw pictures for their stories. They can then speak their story into a Google Doc. I could hold my picture up to a camera, take a picture of it, put it in Drive, and drop it into my document. Or you could just do it directly into a document if you wanted to too. It's just, there's so many great little features that you can use in Google under these tools menu. So those are some of my favorites. There's one here that is one that just came out that I love too, and it has to do with Google Keep. So this is another tool that I like. So Google Keep is basically a note keeping app. You can have it on the web like this, but where most people use it, it's on your cell phone. I love Google Keep on my phone. It's great for quick notes. You can do to-do lists. You can draw with your finger. So I've outlined, like if I'm in a house or something, I can outline the room in the house. You could have kids with their finger do math problems right on the app. It allows you take pictures. I save a ton of pictures in my Google Keep as well, because then I can share them with people. So it's just a really good to-do list. Teaching kids how to use a to-do list, I think, is really, really important, and a digital to-do list at that. But here's the cool thing. Once I have my list, if I'm in my document over here, I can, again, move my cursor down. If I go under Tools, I can now say Keep Notepad right here. And when I click on the Keep Notepad, it'll automatically pull in every note that I've taken on my phone. So you think about this. Kids today carry this in their pocket. And we can now have them take notes, take pictures, maybe a quick write on their phone. A lot of kids are quicker typing with their fingers. They can do it all right here. And now all I can do is I can pull up my note. I can click. I drag that note in, and there I have my 10 tools that I'm going to be talking about today. So I just made a quick to-do list for myself. So we've talked about voice typing so far, again, under the Tools menu in a Google Doc. We talked about translating a document under the Tools menu in a Google Doc. I talked about Explore, the Explore button under the Tools, under Tools menu in the Google Doc. And then we just talked about Google Keep and how you can use it in these two different ways. You can keep your notes and then drag and drop your notes anywhere you want into your Google Doc. So those are the first 4 tools that I really like. Now, the other thing that I love about Google Docs, and again, this is the things that I find that are still not in Office 365, is here under the add-ons. And there are a couple add-ons that I think right now that I'm just in love with. The first one's this one called EasyBib. And all you can do is go to add-ons, and down here, if you go down here to get add-ons, you can then search for and install these add-ons. And just like an add-on, they're an extension to the document. So it's not just a Word document now. Now we've got other ability within our Word document. So if you go to get add-ons, you can find the EasyBib. It's usually right at the top because it's very, very popular. And when I scroll over EasyBib, now that it's installed, I can manage my bibliography right here in my sidebar. I can even have it do an MLA or APA format. I've put a couple in here already to show you how this is, but I want to show you how easy this is. I can search for the title of a book. I can put in a keyword of a book. If I know the ISBN number of a book, it'll automatically pull in the information for me. The same with a journal article or a website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our web. I'm going to go get the blog post that goes with this Live, which is our Google Apps for Education and Connected Classroom Essentials, where you can download a PDF that has even more tips and tricks and goes through this video even a little bit slower. So I recommend you to do that. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the web address here. And when I come back over to my document, when I paste that into where it says website URL and I click search, it's going to go out and it's going to pull in all of the information. And it's going to say, is this the one you wanted? And when I click select, it's now going to add it to my bibliography. Now, again, when I was in school, I wish I had this, because when I'm all done with my paper, I click this red button here, add bibliography to document, and it instantly, in perfect APA format, installs the entire reference for me in alphabetical order, exactly the way it's supposed to be. Students today are never going to carry around the big APA book that I had to carry around when I was in school. It's just an incredible, incredible resource. There are so many add-ons that extend what we can do with a Google Doc that I find it really, really incredible. So that's one of my favorites, is this one under add-ons. It's called EasyBib. EasyBib's a great website as well, but you can just manage all of your references. Really great to show kids as you start the new school year. The other one that I like that I have found recently, again under Get Add-ons, is one called GradeProof. And it does have a pay feature, but even just the for free features I find really great. So once I install GradeProof, again, I go to Get Add-ons and look for GradeProof. When I click Start, what it's going to do is it's going to analyze my document for me here in just a second. And it found 0 spelling errors, 1 grammar error, 1 phrasing that it'd like me to look at. It gives me a word count. It gives me sentence count. It tells me that my grade level right now is almost at a 15-year grade level. Right now it takes about a minute to read what I'm doing, or speaking time is about 2 minutes to read this entire document that I have so far that I've put together for you. When I click view suggestions, it actually pops up a little GradeProof editor for me and takes me through all of the edits that it is suggesting for me. Now, it's not perfect. There's sometimes that I ignore the edits because this is where, as students, we still want them to go through and look at it. But like right here, it came up with it and its, and I can click on one. I like that. Not that I like that, but I can ignore it and it goes away. When I'm done, I click apply changes, and it takes those changes and sucks them back into my Google document. So just a great proofreading. There is spell check built into a Google Doc, but this is just at a different level, and I've really come to enjoy it. So a couple of other extensions inside of a Google Doc. Now, as we expand out from there, what I talked about earlier when we started this video is this idea that Google Docs or Google Apps, the Google Suites of apps, is more than just documents, spreadsheets, presentations, forms. There's Draw, which would be Microsoft Paint. We have those basic tools. But Google as itself, the Chrome browser, is its own operating system, and that allows us to install some really cool features. So the first one I want to talk about is this a quick extension in Chrome. Now this sits inside the Chrome browser. It's called Note Anywhere. I found this one a few years ago, and I know teachers who have kids install this on the first day of school, and it really solves the problem of being able to leave a note somewhere on the internet. So when you have kids reading a web page, they can now put their own sticky notes and their own notes on the web page, and they stick. So let me show you how this works. I am going to come over to our micro-credential page here at Eduro Learning, seeing that that's part of what this is. These Facebook Lives are about. They're about launching our micro-credentials. And I've already left one sticky note. You'll notice I can move the sticky note around the screen. And this one belongs right here to the Google Apps for Education course. But what I can do now is I've installed Note Anywhere up here in my browser. And so it's just a little yellow sticky note. When I click on it, it'll give me a new sticky note. And I can come over here and I can put a note about the connected teacher, like this is going to be a great micro-credential. Can't wait for it to start, right? So I can leave notes all over my webpage, and they're instantly saved. They're saved to my computer in a little cache in the background. And if I go away from this, they'll still be there. So I'm going to see if I can show this to you. I'm going to go back over to this tab, and now I'm going to go to Teacher Micro-Credentials on the Eduro website, Teacher Micro-Credentials. You should go there too and check out our micro-credentials. But Teacher Micro-Credentials, and if I scroll down and everything worked, you should see there they are. There are my sticky notes. So I can close down my computer, come back the next day. When I go back to that website, I'm going to have my sticky notes there as well. Love, love, love this feature. I'm going to go back to this. I almost closed down the browser. That wouldn't have been good. I'm going to go back to my, I did close down the browser. Did I accidentally close it down? I think I did. Oh boy, now I'm in trouble. Let's see if I can get it back. Hopefully it'll come back here. Now everybody's looking at my email. Sorry about that. Well, shoot. I can't get it back. You don't need to be looking at that email either. Oh, I love technology. One wrong click. Let's see if it's coming back to me. All right. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go next. Sorry. Where's it? What's it picking up on? No, not this one. Not that one. Is it this one? Oh, I love technology. I was doing so good. Well, hang on a sec here. Let's see if I can get a different window capture. Let's see if I can go to this one. There we go. All right, this will work. I'm going to pull this over here like this and make this big. Sorry about that. I closed out of the wrong thing. All right, back on track. So now what I'd like to do is I want to show you another one. I'm going to go back to the Eduro Learning blog real quick. So we talked about the extension Note Anywhere. Apologize for that little struggle with the technology. And I'm going to just open up a blog post. Another extension that I love, other than the Note Anywhere extension, is one called the Digo extension. And the Digo extension has been around for quite some time. It's online bookmarking, but it also has another suite of tools. So if you just go to, if you just open up a search engine and go to Google and you type in DIIGO, Chrome extension, it'll be the #1 link at the top right here. I'll show you what it looks like here. Here it is, chrome.google.com. And you will see that this is it. You can add it to Chrome right up here in the top right-hand corner. That's how you add all extensions. And once you have it installed, you can then highlight the internet. So I can take this blog post from Emily, and I can click on the little highlighter, and I can have kids actually highlight the web, and it comes in different colors. So if I want kids to highlight something in a different color, I can have them highlight all the different colors. And just like with Note Anywhere, when I close out of this and come back to it, all my highlights are still there. It also has a built-in notes as well. So I can highlight something, and you'll see the little tool show up here. Other than highlight, you'll see a little private note, and I can actually put a note onto whatever I'm reading as well. So another great extension that you put inside the Chrome browser. So those are the two of my favorites, Note Anywhere and what was the other one? Sorry, now I'm all flustered. Note Anywhere and the Digo extension. So those are two of my favorites. Other things that I love about the Google Suite: you have built-in blogs for kids. So Blogger is part of the Google Suite. So this is my blog for blog's sake at judic.blogspot.com. I've had this one for a while, but this is, where else do you get a blog where kids have single sign-on and can be publishing to the world? Just another great add-on that comes free when you get the Google Suites, and something that I think is great to use with kids. Another one that I love right now is My Maps, google.com/mymaps. And we'll put all the links for everything here in the show notes on the live video. But My Maps is where kids get to create maps. They don't get to just look at maps on Google Maps, but you actually get to create maps, and you get to upload layers of different maps. So here's a map I have that has all the plates of the world on it, and I can click on the different plates, learn about the different plates, the subduction zones, where things are growing and shrinking around our world. Just another great, I don't know how else to say it, like add-on of Google Suites. So it's not just Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Draw. There's all these other things that you can use inside the Google Suite. They're all single sign-on with kids. You've got all these extensions that you can use in the browser. You've got all the ways you can extend a Google Doc by itself. Just a lot of ways for you to really use a great suite of tools. And to learn more about these, what I'd highly recommend is if you come to our micro-credentials here at Edura Learning, we have this course, or you can take the online course by itself, but we have this course that's one of our foundational courses that is Google Apps for Education in the Classroom. And to me, it's really a foundational course. It's not only about the tools, but it's also about how do you apply them in the classroom. Because a spreadsheet is just a spreadsheet. But what are some ways that we can use spreadsheets in a classroom? Word processing is word processing. We slow it down, we go through it, and we talk about it in an educational sense. So that's really what this course is focused on, and you'll find it in all of our micro-credentials. I believe it's in all three of the main ones. The coach, it might not be in the coach. We don't have it in the coach. So we have it in the one-to-one teacher and the connected teacher. It's one of our foundation courses here at Edura Learning. So sorry about the little hiccup there. Hopefully you found a tool that you like. Again, we went through all of the tools just inside of a Google Doc. So there's typing, you can transcribe a document. We added some add-ons in a Google Doc with EasyBib and GradeProof, which are two add-ons that I like in a Google Doc. We talked about some of the extensions you can do just in Chrome. Two of the ones we covered today are Note Anywhere and the Digo extension. And then some of the ways that you can extend beyond just the main suite of tools with Blogger and have every kid set up with a blog, and Google My Maps. That's google.com/mymaps, where kids get to create maps. So I hope this was useful to you. Sorry about the little glitch, but it's technology and I clicked on the wrong button. And hopefully you found something here worthwhile. And if you want to leave a comment, I wasn't able to cover everything because there's so much great stuff. And if you think there's something I should have covered, leave us a comment and we'll make sure to cover it next time. Have a good one.